If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build 'em up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
You're now tuned in to the Truth to Power show with your host, Ghxst.Gxd. I want to thank you for stopping by. This is our 3rd episode. And in this episode, we're going to touch on the value of manhood and what that means. What does it mean to be a man? Let's think about that for a minute. It has nothing to do with your age, how much money you make, how many women you can sleep with. Nah. Being a man and the value of manhood, it means being able to deal with the daily war that men have to fight to be who they are. In a world where the hard-working, righteous-hearted, intellectual man is beat down and told he has no value, he's expendable, disposable. Nah. You built the world. You're gonna continue to build the world. You're gonna continue to invent new sciences, new discoveries, as we take our knowledge from this planet into different worlds, and we conquer the great beyond, the unknown, as the men before us did. See, you have value, you have power. I want you to look inside yourself, even when you're all alone. Find your power, find your purpose. You should wake up every day with joy in your heart. Whether it's the laughter of your children, if you have children, maybe your family. But even if you don't have these things, you should still feel valuable. You should still feel powerful. You should still feel like this world needs you. Now, we live in a world where women dominate, and they constantly remind you that they don't need you or you're just another guy. But that's so far from the truth. These women need you. This society needs you. It needs you in search of your passions, in search of unlocking what's inside you. You don't blame anybody for where you are in life. A man doesn't do that. Especially as black men. We have the whole world gunning at us at all times, figuratively and literally. You can't blame that shit. You gotta know that you are stronger than every obstacle, all forms of opposition. In the name of the Most High, you will always walk in your path. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if your woman says you ain't shit. If you know you a man and you doing the right thing and you going hard and you grinding and you trying to be the best you can be, if she don't see that in you, leave her alone. She ain't the one. Because a woman who knows the value of a man is never gonna try to make that man feel like he's not valuable. She wouldn't dare. Because she knows that your presence is literally the walking manifestation of God. A good man, a righteous man. You walk the earth the same way as Christ did. You're gonna be attacked. You're gonna be left alone. You're gonna be avoided. You're gonna be manipulated, or people will attempt to manipulate you just so you won't know your true power. This is about power. And you a man, you got power. Through your honor, your principles, your moral code, the things you stand upon that you will never change and won't waver from, the things that are uncompromisable. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. This world wants you to not believe you're great. We all know that's not true. You gotta believe in yourself, man. I don't care what it is, what lies that you don't know lies behind door number one. You kick that door down. You'll be fucking amazing. You understand? As a good man, you fight wars every day. Especially as a black man. You were born into a war field. You were born into something that has been constructed so that you will not survive. You see it every day. You watch other men fall victim to their vices, drug abuse, laziness, the inability to control their sexual libido, and you watch how they fall. See, you're better than that. You should be able to see the world for what it is, not for what they want you to believe. See, manhood, it's a lifelong process. I mean, even I'm working on it still. Even I'm building on it still. Every day should be a journey to be better. than you were the day before. And let's talk about something here. We're men, we love women. And there's nothing wrong with loving them. But here's the thing. You have to love them from a position of strength, not weakness. Women don't respond to weakness. They only respond to strength. You gotta know what you want in this world. And the right woman, the one that's for you, she's gonna stand by your side and build with you. Now, we're not saying all women, but a lot of them, they don't understand the concept of building with their man. They wanna get the finished product, and we know the results of that. You gotta protect your lineage, you gotta protect your bloodline, and that's what it is. And sometimes a man is gonna have to walk alone. You're gonna have to be alone. You're gonna have to take that loneliness, and you're gonna have to turn it into peace and solitude. Because the path of a righteous man is a lonely one. It always has been. You should find power in that. The ability to walk your path alone, even when nobody else believes in what you want to do. That's strength. Your relationship with the Most High should be based on understanding, because He designed you, or more or less the Most High just in general, designed you to walk in His path that He's laid before you. And you're gonna be alone. You're not always gonna have a woman. You're not always gonna have a girlfriend. A lot of women aren't really ready to have real men in their lives. You just gotta understand that fact. Because a lot of women don't want that authority over them, especially black women. For the last 40 years, they've been in control. They've been in matriarchy. They've been the ones calling the shots. So when you step to her with that strength and masculinity, she might rebel. She might push you away, because she doesn't want to give up the only thing she knows. If she stood on her own, then it's going to be hard to take someone on and be led by them. You understand what I'm saying? But if a woman doesn't understand that, then it's not your job. If she's not willing to get that, then you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. But the women who do come to you with a submissive, humble heart, and she's willing to learn, and she's allowing you to partake that wisdom on her, give her what she needs, give her the tools. Because a lot of these women don't grow up with fathers. They don't have men in their lives to guide them. And a lot of them need guidance. Matter of fact, all of them need guidance. They want strong men to get behind. But society breaks men down through the course of your life, and it makes you apologize for being a man. It makes you feel ashamed for being a man, unapologetically. Be a man. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about what people think. This is what manhood is. This is how society moves forward. And I know being a black man is hard. It's not easy. You deal with a lot, man. You deal with a lot every day, in and out. And sometimes you just want to give up. You just want to walk away. I get it. But in this world, a man is only doing two things. You're either building or destroying. That's it. Which one are you? Are you a builder or your man out there destroying? We know who the builders are. Those are the men working hard every day, breaking their back, doing what they gotta do, chasing their purpose, supporting their families, building the world around them that suits them. And who are the men who destroy? Those are the men in the communities killing their own brothers, selling poison to their own brothers, abusing their women. You see, those men aren't men. Those aren't alpha males. Those are weak men. You know how hard it is to get up every day and go to a job and work till your fucking back hurts, or get up and work 2 jobs and do what you gotta do while maybe building a business or pursuing your dreams? That's real manhood, that's work. But standing out in the corner, selling some fucking drugs, I mean, how much work goes into that? Yeah, you might get shot at, you might get arrested. So what? You chose that. It's not up to the world to make up for your mistakes. You are a man. You are accountable. That's what manhood is. Being accountable for what you are and fixing and changing the things about yourself that need to be fixed. Only a coward blames the world for what the fuck they can't do. A man doesn't blame anyone. He goes out and he forges his way. You build with your brothers. You build your brothers up. You don't break your brothers down. You build your women up. You don't break them down. And if you gotta stare them women in their face and tell them where they're going wrong, don't be afraid of the backlash. They want to be guided. Sometimes that love is going to be tough. Sometimes that medicine isn't going to be sweet. They're going to kick, they're going to fight, they're going to scream, but you gotta be a man and let her know that your heart is pure, your intentions are pure. And if she's the right woman, she'll appreciate you even more. Because most men lie to women. They lie to them because they don't want to lose out on the opportunity to get what she has between her legs. They're going to tell her everything they're going to need to tell her. And those aren't men. A real man can sacrifice that affection just to probably better this woman's judgment. Give her a little bit of jewelry that she can walk with and be a better woman. That's what a man is. That's what you do. You teach your daughters that. You teach your sons that. No matter how they feel. Now, I'm not gonna go too crazy, but we have an absence of men in the neighborhoods and the communities, and we have to get back to building as men, working with other men, like-minded, righteous-hearted men, to bring our community to a point where it can be respectable. Our women are waiting on us. Our children are waiting on us. This is your call to arms. This is your beacon. This is your bat signal, so to speak. Are you gonna answer the bat signal? Or are you gonna be a little boy looking for a woman to take care of you? Be a man. Be able to stand alone. Because when you isolate, that's when you find God. And you find a God in you. This is episode 3 of the Truth to Power show with your host, Ghxst.Gxd. We're here to teach, we're here to learn. Knowledge is power, and we need all the power we can get. Peace, and thanks for stopping by. 1.
You ain't gonna believe this, but you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life.